Hey, what's up, Snappers? We got a brand new update just pushed out by Second Dinner. I wanted to do a quick video, jump in. Let's see what's new. Let's see what's changed. This is for November 3rd, 2022. So I'm curious to see what they did. It looks like we did get a patch to the client, at least on Steam. At least it broke all my overlays, so we'll have to wing that today, but we'll figure it out. But let's take a look at the notes and see what exactly is going on. All right, so we got a nice little image here. We got Rocket Raccoon and Wolverine. I don't think there's anything secret hiding in there. New feature title. Titles have been added to the reward pool for collector's reserves on the collection level track. Titles are now visible in the matchmaking screen when you load into a match. Let your opponent know what's up. So that's pretty cool. I'll be curious to see what it looks like. We'll take a look in a minute. We'll maybe jump in and we'll take a look and see if some of this stuff shows up. General character logos have been added to avatars within the avatar selection menu to more easily understand who each avatar represents. Okay, so that's interesting. Let's take a look and see what that looks like. I'll go back in here. Oh, they put the names on it. That's kind of cool. All right, yeah, I like it. Makes sense. Wow, I didn't realize I had so many of these. Very cool. So that's a nice little quality of life change. Let's see what else we got here. Boosters earned after a match will now favor cards with less than 20 owned boosters. Kind of a tough change here. I've been actually leveling up some of my cards and splitting them, and it's nice to have a card gray and get a whole bunch of boosters. Not so sure about this one. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. I will say that I accidentally boosted one up to its max level, but I couldn't get the last split, and it took a long time to get this last booster. So maybe all things considered, this is good. I guess as you split cards, that means the ones you have the least amount, you'll keep picking those up. So maybe it's a wash at the end of the day. So we'll see. PC ability to resize gameplay window with the default to 60 frames per second. Maybe that's why the change has messed up my overlays. We'll have to take a look at that and see what goes on there. Art and visual effects. Foil and prism card mods have been improved. The background art for cards with foil and prism mod should now be more visible. So let's take a quick look at that. Let's see. Let's hop into here. Let's see who's got a prism background. I got a bunch of American. Oh, that is nicer. Yeah, it looks slick. That's much better. I like the little burst. What about... That's about the same. Actually, was that the same as before? Alright, I got a bunch of destroyers. So the gold looks the same. That does look a little bit better. It looks like they got maybe a little animation on it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely more foily in that case. So I wonder if that takes the place... I wonder if it takes place of like the old diamond kind of look into it or the triangle look to it. Hard to say, but definitely some changes there. I think that does look better, actually. They don't feel quite as bad. I had quite a few Iron Mans too. Yeah, actually it does have that foily look to it in the background, but this is a much better effect. So kudos there. That looks much better. I think this cards in general won't feel as bad maybe to pull. All right. What else we got? Card upgrade sequence has been sped up, and the added ability to skip midway through. Oh, that's kind of cool. Lots of additional polish and updates to the game user interface, buttons, game board, and more. Ooh. Lots of additional visual polish and updates to the game user interface, buttons, game board, and more. Updated card visual effect for Magic to reflect her recent ability adjustment. Okay. Added click and hover states for many buttons that didn't have them. That's for the PC. So that's the extent of that. Audio. New location sounds for Atilian, Mir Island. I can't even say that. I won't try it. Sewer System, the Nexus, the Peak, and Tinker's Workshop. That's cool. So they're continuing to add new audio. Nothing too earth-shattering there. Card updates. Not too much going on here. Updated the functionality of Wolfsbane and Dagger to count unrevealed cards when determining their power gains. That's pretty cool. I haven't had that happen a lot, at least with Wolfsbane, where I had unrevealed cards and I didn't get the buff, but I can see that making much more sense. Daredevil is now available in Card Series 3, the highest series currently available. That's because it's been 2 months since that that card was rotated in through a season pass. Nick Fury has been added to the random pool. It's now possible to get Nick Fury from random sources like X Mansion and Agent 13. Huh. I didn't know you actually couldn't get him through those sources. So, all right. Seems to make sense. Let's see. Bug fixes. Buttons on the card detail view no longer overlap. Fixed an issue that would cause the location art to briefly show as the wrong location before it fully reveals. I had seen that on the PC, actually. Out of time visual effects now displays in the proper location, yeah. Many updates to improve text for non-English languages. Multiple updates to text positioning display in the UI for non-English languages. Lots of language changes here. Switching languages with cards filtered out. No longer causes cards to go missing. That seems important. Fixed an issue where cause players to be unable to progress in the upgrade tutorial with Hulk was picked to first upgrade card. That seems like a big deal. Fixed an issue that caused purchases to happen twice. That sounds like a huge deal. I'd never even heard of that happening. That's interesting. Jubilee now no longer triggers on-play effects for cards like Angela, Bishop, and Lockjaw when she pulls them out of the deck. That's kind of sad. That one's a little sad. Angela, yeah. Okay. They had mentioned this was coming, so that's a little sad to see, but it probably makes sense in context of the game. Avatars visible again in the secondary introductory mission. Avatars should no longer need a restart or scene to be visible in Avatar UI. Attempted to matchmake without a full deck should now provide a warning message. Oh. I didn't know you could do that, actually. I didn't know you could actually matchmake while doing that. That's interesting. Mystery card icons in the ranked reward UI no longer clip over their tooltip. Mystery card icons in the ranked reward UI. Huh, I didn't know it did that either. Interesting. Fixed an issue that would cause card backs to disappear when scrolling through the deck selector. I have had that happen. The purchase buttons for variants in the shop no longer disappears when the shop refreshes. Huh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was an issue either. It's interesting. Card labels no longer clip under the notch. Tapping a variant you've already bought no longer has an overlapping sold message. I thought you could actually buy the same variant. I thought somebody had tried that and made it work, but I guess not. They have a lot of updates in this. Made the Android back button functional across more screens. It makes sense. Fixed an issue where some screens showed a small gap at the bottom on iOS. Okay. Let's see. Fixed an issue that could cause soft locks in a tutorial if you rapidly switch scenes before the next tutorial. I've actually had this happen starting games where if you click the start button too quickly, it will actually lock up the game and it won't let you start a new match. Creating multiple decks in rapid succession no longer causes a deck list to disappear. Boy, that's an edge case. Lowered the carousel's art so the season pass headers no longer clip under the collection avatar UI elements. Again, these are a lot of fixes just around polish and cleaning up the UI and making sure the right things happen or show where they should when they're actually being rendered. Wong's VFX should now move with the card if the card moves. Okay. There's some other cards that are like that too. I think Rescues is one that, like, if you place her and she moves, the effect stays in place. But maybe that's correct because that's where you need to play the card. Mr. Fantastic's visual effects will now play properly when he or on location he moves. Okay. Fixed an issue with Deathlog's visual effects breaking. Okay. The enemy's active warpath will no longer play its visual effects when you drag a card out. Actually, I did see that happen. I don't know why. I just kind of ignored it, but that, yeah, I could see where that would be confusing. Yatu should no longer play visual effects if he's drawn after turn 3. Makes sense. He's the card that reveals the other locations if it's in your hand. So after turn 3, it doesn't really do anything. Fix Strange Academy's visual effects when moving multiple cards on both sides of the board. Okay. Tapping on the season cache no longer displays a white square. I have seen this happen, actually. Fixed an issue where Asgard Ronin combinations could cause all snap errors. Oh, okay. Improves Sokovia's text to be more readable on smaller devices. Many art fixes and avatars. Made some improvements to loading times for specific devices. Fixed the rare cases where a player could get locked in a tutorial sentinel waiting on editor. Wow. A lot of bug fixes. It looks like this is mostly a bug fix patch. There's not even really like the card changes aren't really to power or to cost, so in that respect, it doesn't seem like a major update. I suppose there will be some other things hidden within here. Maybe some new cards will get leaked. Maybe some other things will be coming out. We will see. I'm sure the people will be hard at work taking a look at what's new in these updates. The change to Wolfsbane and Dagger probably doesn't really affect the vast majority of games, but it's probably good for consistency. Daredevil is a great card. If you don't have him, having him in those collection boxes or collector's reserve boxes, again, a great deal. And then Nick Fury, I didn't realize they had to add these two pools. I thought that they just showed up when they were in the game, but maybe that's something that just got missed or something like that. So let's take a quick look at the client and see what exactly is going on. If there's anything else we can pick up on, like is there anything? This looks fairly similar. I don't see any really big change there. Nothing really new in our filters or anything around that. The deck building looks about the same. Nothing too crazy there. The deck selector all looks the same. Anything in the news area? No, still nothing in the news. Still don't get the events in here. No big deal though. Season pass, again, nothing too crazy. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like, you know, outside of the background change, which is nice for sure, much better than the old version of that. I'm sure there's visual changes that people will catch, but just at first glance, I don't see a whole ton of changes that would be a huge deal. Like I said, I did a bunch of Iron Mans. Again, nothing too crazy here. Yeah. I got some dinos. Yeah, this looks about the same. Yeah, really nothing new. I guess this foil is really the biggest part of it. And those are two different things. So you can actually see kind of the prismatic look in that one. You can see like little chunks of like, I guess what would be foil. Whereas this one is more of just a standard Ripley foil. So yeah, a little bit of a change there. Let's see. I don't know where you change your title at. They mentioned they added the titles, but I didn't see anything to say where you could change it at. I don't know if it's is it part of the deck builder? I don't see anything that would indicate that. Let's jump into a game real quick. Yeah, I don't see any titles here. Maybe it unlocks when you unlock your actual first title. But yeah, as it stands, nothing too crazy there. I don't see anything really new in that respect. Yeah, again, looking at the cards, nothing too crazy. I'm about to split him, so I am a little bit more excited to see the new foils on him. But yeah, anything new? Oh, this is new. Okay, so click on the portrait here. This stays reorganized. 6 and 9. Now I'm going to get used to this. This looks a bit different. Let me, what do we want to do here? I guess we'll send him a hologram. So this looks different too. Oh, you can slide these side to side, so I guess we'll be able to load more in there. Interesting. Warpath here. So this will take a little getting used to. It's interesting seeing the new dialogue. Discarded, destroyed. I think I kind of like the other one better, honestly. It used to be like one line. I thought it was a little easier to follow. That's just me. But, yeah. So other than that, like, it looks like a pretty standard patch. Definitely starting to polish some of the UI, which is cool. These buttons do look bigger. But again, nothing too crazy. Oh, he's got a Venom coming out. We have no way to stop that either, so I'm going to go ahead and just retreat now. This is kind of curious what we was looking at. So, anyways, interesting patch. You know, we were talking the other day, there aren't really a lot of cards that are kind of out of control or really kind of, I guess, giving a bad gameplay experience. Let me go through here. Yeah, nothing new here as well. Nothing new here as well. Yeah. So, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot in terms of patches and game updates, at least in terms of cards and power and things like that really need to be done. It's interesting that they kind of followed suit with that and really only made these minor changes. The change to the change to triggers on reveals on things like Angela and Bishop and Lockjaw, kind of that's gonna hurt Lockjaw a little bit. It was already kind of a slot machine deck, if you will, but they did kind of give us a heads up that was coming. That's probably the biggest change, honestly. That's definitely going to affect the power of that deck. It will knock it down a bit, but over time, Lockjaw is probably going to get better and better as bigger and bigger cards come out. So anyways, there it is, the patch for November 3rd. Let me know down below if you guys see anything cool that I missed, but I'm going to jump in, play some games, check it out, and see what else I can discover. But there it is, November 3rd patch. We'll see you guys in the game.